requested to see a video on my must-have favorite brushes, and if you were starting off from scratch, exactly like my makeup video for beginners, people that started out with no makeup, I'm going to come out with a video today on brushes that I recommend if you have absolutely nothing in your collection. These are the brushes that I use every single day. These are not all of my brushes. I just wanted to show you guys the ones that get the most use from me. So basically, I was going to shoot this on my dresser to show you guys exactly my setup and everything, but it's a little bit messy right now with makeup and all of that. So I'm going to show you guys really quick how I store my brushes. And 2 sets of brushes, or 2 big handfuls I should say of my brushes, I throw in these 2 containers, which actually I got from Sigma. They have their Make Me Up line, and these are not all the brushes that came with it. I just used the little storage cylinders as that. And then I actually have some other brushes in these Pilsner glasses, which I stole from my dad when I was still living at home, and he did realize that they were missing after a while, but I think you can get these really cheap at like the dollar store, or you know, any place that sells glassware. They're just, you know, for drinking beer, and I put a little bit of Epsom salt. A lot of people use those beads like Sephora has. You can pick those up at Michael's or any craft stores, but they're a little bit expensive, and Epsom salt, which is used to take a bath with, does the same thing and it has the same exact look. So that's how I store them, and I just, you know, put them on my dresser with a couple of candles in between, and it looks really cute. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to randomly go through the brushes that get the most use from me. In my video for Sedona Lace, you guys saw that I only use synthetic brushes for my face. I mean for my foundation, not my face. For my foundation, because the liquid and the cream or whatever product you put on top does not soak in. So these are 2 brushes. These are actually from Sigma. It's the synthetic kabuki round top and flat top. So the flat top is the F80, the round top is the F82, and this is what they look like. I use these primarily every single day, if not my Sedona Lace brushes, which are almost the same exact thing. I just really like how soft they are, and because of the material, they don't soak any of your product in. So definitely, if you're looking for a good quality foundation brush, I would go with these synthetic type brushes. I do have, you know, the regular type of foundation brush. This is by Bare Essentials, but I actually only use this to blend in my under eye concealer, because I just feel like when I use these type of Syntax brushes, they really provide a flawless like airbrush look. So I will put all the links for as many type of brushes that I can find like this down below. Your best bet is to find them from Sigma and from Sedona Lace. I'm pretty sure that they might have a couple at Sephora, but you just want synthetic brushes definitely for your foundation. It's your best bet. So what can I show you guys next? Probably when I'm blending in my powder, I also like a flat top brush, because again, it helps to give you that airbrushed look. Now this brush is from e.l.f., which is sold on e.l.f. online, elf.com or eyeslipsface.com, and also at Target. This is a studio line, so I believe it was $3. It's very soft, and I love to use this to buff in my powder again, because it just gives you a really good coverage since it's a dense brush, and it's also going to help to give you that airbrush look rather than using a brush such as this one, which I do use after all my makeup. This one is also from Sigma. It's the large powder brush F30. If you're looking for more coverage out of your powder, use a more densely packed brush like this one. If you're looking for very a loose application, just like a light dusting of powder, then use a big fluffy brush like this. But I actually don't use my big fluffy brushes to apply my powder. I hardly ever put anything on them. I just use it to buff everything out when I'm done. So that one's by Sigma, this one is by Confidential, and again, they're just big fluffy brushes. It's also great to have a flat top brush in your collection. I have 2 that get the most usage from me. I have the Sigma F50 and one by Sonia Kashuk at Target. Again, this one I like to use at the end of my foundation to just kind of buff everything out. Sometimes I'll use it after powder also. I'm really big on blending everything out, because I feel like if you don't do that, you could see the makeup on your face, and I feel like it's really important just to buff everything out to have a nice finish when you're done. And this one, the one by Sonia Kashuk, I like to use it a lot for bronzer and for blush. As you can see, this was actually white. When I wash it, it's white. But I love to use this because I feel like the application with this, it's not too dense, and it's not like, whoa, in your face blush or bronzer, because if you were to use something like this or this that's really dense to apply your bronzer or your blush, it's going to be so much more intense. So using a brush like this or like this, that's these are called stippling brushes. They give a much lighter application, so it's perfect for that. And again, I will try to put all the links down below on where most of my brushes are from. What I like to use usually for my highlight is a brush like this, which is actually a blush brush. It's called a large angle contour brush, an F80 from Sigma. And this is just a random brush that I picked up. I don't even remember where this is from. I think it was from a Kirkland set a long time ago, but I just really like the shape of it to apply my highlighter because it kind of fits right up there on top. Same thing with this one. I really like the angled brushes to apply the highlighter on top. Works perfect for that. Sometimes I will also use these for my contour, and also when I want like intense contour only, I will use the synthetic brush that I showed you guys before, because this is really intense. So I just like the shape of this brush to put right over here and underneath my cheekbone, because it really like chisels it out and gives me a really nice contoured look. But when I only use that when I'm like going out at night and I don't care if my makeup is on the heavy side, because for daytime using a contour brush like this, it's going to be really intense and out there. So for days when I want my contour to look a little bit more natural or a little more diffused, I will use a large angled brush like this one and just suck in my cheekbones, and then, you know, just use it right there to kind of contour my cheeks. And then also for blush, this is amazing because it fits right in that spot really nice. So that's for blush and contour. I have this also from e.l.f. For you girls that are first starting out with your brushes, I definitely recommend the e.l.f. Studio line. e.l.f. has two lines. The Studio lines, everything is around $3 to $5, and the regular line is 99 cents or $1. But I don't recommend the brushes from the e.l.f. regular line because they're very scratchy. They're not the best quality. They tend to fall apart and all of that. So I would stick with the Studio line. I love e.l.f. Studio line. Everything is really, really soft, durable, lasts a long time, very good quality. This is called their complexion brush, and this is another brush that I like to use to apply my powder. If you don't want to go with this one, you know, the other e.l.f. one that I showed you, the e.l.f. powder brush, the complexion brush allows for a more lighter dusting if you don't want to get a stippling brush. So this one is really nice, very good quality. I've washed it over and over again with no problems. And I think that's pretty much for the face brushes. I'm gonna go on to some eye brushes now, the ones that I use the most. Okay, a great line that I recommend, it can only be found at CVS, is called Essence of Beauty. I picked this up a while ago, and it's a set of 3 brushes, but they're double-sided, so it's kind of like getting 6 brushes in one. And they're very good quality. I love them, and they're very, very affordable. The first one is the blush and powder, so it comes with a angled. It's weird from being upside down in the cup right now, but when I wash it, it turns out like this one, you know, that kind of shape. So this is great for contouring and for blush once again. And then on the other side, it says blush and powder. I don't know why they would say this is a powder brush because it's really tiny, but I love to use this for highlighting on top. So that's a very helpful brush. The other one that it comes with, it's called the Smoky Wide, and comes with a C-shaped brush on one side and then a pointy pencil type brush on the other side. And I love this brush. I get so much use out of it because this C shape right over here fits really perfectly right underneath my brow when I want to apply highlight, and the other side, which is that little pencil brush, is perfect for in your crease. So I love this brush. The other one that it comes with is the blending and eyeshadow brush. So it comes with a angled eyeshadow brush, which is great for application all over your lid. And then the other brush is a really weird shape. I don't see a lot of brushes that look like this. It's really skinny. Hold on, it has something on it. Okay, yeah, but that's what it looks like. It's really skinny, and what I like to use this is also when I'm done with all my makeup on my eyes. I like to use this just to blend everything out, make sure that you don't have any harsh lines. It's a really cool shape. It's actually very helpful. When I first got this, I was like, what am I going to use this brush for? But it is really helpful to blend out your makeup. So that's a really good set. I think it's like $9.99 at CVS. Alright, and then the rest of my brushes, the majority of them are from Sigma, and I just want to let you guys know that these are not sponsored. These were not sent to me for free. I paid for these with my own money, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm doing some type of advertisement for Sigma. I bought all of these with my own money, and the majority of them did come with the Make Me Up kit in black. It comes in a whole bunch of different colors like blue, pink, yellow, I don't know, some other colors, but basically it comes with a whole bunch of eye brushes and face brushes. I think it's $100. It comes with this case so you can close it and travel with it. If you don't want to invest that type of money, by all means, you don't have to. That was kind of a luxury. I did not need everything that it came with, but you know, I just have an obsession with brushes, so that's why I wanted to invest in that. But I want to show you guys these brushes, and I will put the link for that down below if you're interested in that kit. So let me just go through these brushes really quick because they're the ones that I use the most. All my other brushes are put in storage because I don't even use them anymore. So the small angle brush, the E65, I love this brush. I feel like every girl needs a brush like this for her eyebrows. I, from time to time, use eyeshadow on my eyebrows to kind of, you know, give them a really nice shape and a nice arch and to thicken them up. I have a couple tutorials, I'll put them down below, but this angled brush is so nice because the tip of it is on the thicker side, so it allows for more coverage and you don't have to spend as long while doing your eyebrows. So an angled brush must have. This is actually a MAC 213 brush. It looks like that. It's just a little pencil brush, and I guess I had a hard time finding a smaller pencil brush because most of them are on the bigger side like this one. So you can see the difference. That's probably why I invested in a MAC one, just to get a really small one to kind of chisel out when I just want to work on that outer crease or maybe on the bottom lash line. Great brush to have. This one is by Confidential. I love this brush because I use it just to highlight. It's the perfect little shape to just work right over here when I just want to put a pop of color right in my inner tear ducts. This is the medium angled shading brush E70 from Sigma. It's another great brush. It's on the bigger side, so it's great for application all over the lid or just to blend out. I have another Confidential brush, which I believe that these are probably my favorite brushes, the C-shaped brushes, because they're just so helpful. Sometimes I can do a whole look just using a brush like this. So C-shaped brush. Concealer brushes, these are my favorite. Again, synthetic hair, you always want to go synthetic when you're working with concealer or with liquid and creams. So this is from Sigma and Confidential, just two nice size concealer brushes. Then I have fluffy brushes. Let me see, I have 3 of these because you can never go wrong. One's from Sigma, the other 2 are from Confidential. They're just tapered blending brushes, and these are great when you're doing your eyeshadow to blend everything out in between every single color. When I work with eyeshadow on my face, I always blend out in between just to make sure that there's no harsh lines in between. You just want everything to just blend into one another and to have a nice gradient effect. So these tapered blending brushes definitely are a lifesaver. Then I have a large shader from Sigma. Again, these are the type of brushes that when I just wear one eyeshadow look, for instance, today I just have one eyeshadow. By the way, I just filmed the 5-minute makeup challenge, so if my makeup looks a little bit not on point today, that's why, because I just used my fingers and everything. So anyway, what I just want to apply one color. A big brush like this is great. Here's another C-shaped brush. I mean, I have so many of these because these are very, very helpful. This is one on the smaller side, so this is great to just pack on eyeshadow right on top of your lid, into the crease, underneath your brow bone, really everywhere. I would say if you can only afford a couple of brushes, definitely go with these little shader brushes. They help the most. And then I just have an eyeliner brush and another pencil brush that just look like that. Okay guys, so I know that was a little bit overwhelming. I threw a lot of brushes at you, so what I want to do is just recommend the brushes that I feel like if you're just starting from scratch and you don't want to go and buy 100 brushes, these are the brushes that I recommend that are must-haves in your collection, and it's not that much. So I'm going to go over the face ones first. I definitely feel like you need a foundation brush, and I feel like it's worth the investment to invest in a synthetic flat top brush because you're going to get the most use out of it. It gives a beautiful finish. So a synthetic flat top brush like that for your foundation. For powder, I would recommend to go with a flat top like this one. It's going to give you the most coverage. It's going to give you the best finish. So again, this is $3. Next, I would say definitely a stippling brush for your bronzer, for your blush, and for your all over powder on lighter days. This one is by Sonia Kashuk. Again, definitely a great brush. Then just a brush to apply your highlight and your contour and your blush for days that you want to go a little bit heavier. So an angled contour brush like this. And then last but not least is just a big fluffy brush to just blend everything out because I feel like it's important to just buff everything out when you're done. And then for the eye brushes, I'm going to keep it really simple. I feel like it's important to have a C-shaped brush, whether it's on the bigger side or on the smaller side. If you can go on the smaller side, that would be great because you can use that really for any area of your eye. So definitely a C-shaped brush. I would say a pencil brush for when you want to go in the crease of your eye or when you want to just do finer detail work. So a pencil brush. brush, then an angled brush just to blend everything out, and last but not least, a little concealer brush for underneath your eyes or wherever you're doing your concealer work. It's very helpful to have a synthetic material or synthetic hair concealer brush. Alright guys, so that's it. Those are all the brushes that I use on a daily basis, and those are the brushes that I recommend for those of you that are beginning. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to find all the links for as many brushes as I showed you guys down below in case you're interested in trying them out. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope that this helped out a couple of you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.